Shaddeur Sanders and Cam Ward, man. Who's the better quarterback and who? Well, you guys already said who you would take first, but who's the better quarterback between them two going into this draft?
I'll go first. Shadur Sanders. I like Shadur Sanders more because I like how he got destroyed in certain games and kept playing and kept hanging in there and still would make clutch throws. Look, I think the Colorado and Dion thing is a little overrated because I think that they have not won anything and they've gotten all this publicity. And I understand that's because of Dion and his son and Travis Hunter. However, when I just watched him play, I saw a good quarterback, but not with the best talent around. With Cam Ward, and I watched him at Washington State X just like you did. So it's not like I just woke up this year and was like, "Oh, who's this guy in Miami?" No, like we watched him at Washington.
I actually
State.
doubted him if you really think about it, because me and Reek bet, I was like, man, that was at Washington State. That's the Pac-12. That don't mean nothing. You got to come out here.
Right. But I've said on the show before, what I don't like about Cam Ward that I like about Shadur Sanders is he gets a little lazy and starts BSing around. Like he makes a couple throws and he's just like playing backyard football, like messing around after that. Meanwhile, I think Shadur took it a little more serious. Cam Ward's got the better arm, stronger arm, more zip to his throws. But I just like that Shadur has more of that it factor in him. So what matters more is where they land. And I really don't have a damn clue where they're going to go. Because the Titans right now have said, we don't know what we're going to do. And I believe the Titans. I believe that they do not know what to do yet. Do the Browns completely move off the Watson thing and say, yep, let's find a quarterback? And will Dion be like, okay, you want Shadur? You can have him, Cleveland, knowing that Cleveland screwed up every single quarterback they've had in the last 20 years. And then who else? The Raiders are at 6. Will they even get a chance at one of these guys? Will the Raiders trade with the Titans? And then you've got the Giants there at 3. Well, I actually like Dayball because he was a good coordinator for Josh Allen and turned a lot of Josh Allen around. But at the same time, he's been bad with the Giants, but at the same time, Dayball hasn't gotten a chance to pick his guy. Daniel Jones was already there. So I'm struggling with it depends where they land, but I like Shadur Sanders more because I don't think he BS's around and gets lazy during games like Cam Ward does. And I like that Shadur's gotten beat up and it doesn't seem to affect them as much as I think it would other quarterbacks. Cam Ward's just a little too whatever to me that I can't trust them enough.
All right. Let me clear this up. All right. So you mentioned how Cam Ward came from Washington State to Miami. And that was a big jump, and he excelled. He showed he could excel there. Shaddeur came from Jackson State.
That's a fact.
To Colorado and excelled. That's 2 totally different levels of competition. So when I see both of these quarterbacks, I see one that is superiorly athletically gifted, and he uses his athleticism at a maximum to be successful on the football field. Whatever you need him to do, if you need him to throw a bomb, he can throw it. If you need him to run over people, he can run over people. If you need him to run around people, he can run around people. And I think that he has a certain type of it factor. That's Cam Ward I'm talking about. And I think he has a certain type of it factor. I'm not so sure how that it factor translates over into the NFL, being that he's going to go to a pretty bad team already. All right. So I look at Shaddeur. Shaddeur is cool, calm, and collected. He played behind a great for the SWAC offensive line and dominated there. Got to Colorado and played for a terrible D1 offensive line and got beat up. Beat the hell out of him and put up video game numbers. So he showed that he can do whatever it takes to win at this level. And now, did he have any big wins? His first year at Colorado, he beat TCU, who had just been in the college football finals. They had just played for the national championship, and he beat them in his first college game at Colorado. Yes, he has played big games. Even in the games that he's lost, that have been big games, he's put out a pretty good performance. So I think he's just better at reading defenses. I like his. He didn't have as strong as arm of Cam Ward, but I believe he can make all of the throws. I believe he's more knowledgeable of the game than a Cam Ward is, and I think he's more prepared for the NFL stage than a Cam Ward is, just because he's already had so many eyes on him. Cam Ward had the most eyes he's ever had on him this year. This is the same thing Shaddeur's been dealing with since he was in high school. So I think he's completely ready. I think he has that it of I'm going to be successful wherever I go and whatever I do in him, that's been instilled in by his father his whole entire life. And he's had so much to live up to, and he's lived up to it. So, and I think that the power of having his father that's already been in the NFL to guide him along his way, I think that helps him out in a transition from college to the NFL. And I think he's just going to be a better fit no matter what team drafts him. I think he's going to be successful if they give him time. I don't think he's going to have a Jaden Daniels type of first year. I don't think either one of them are. But I think if you give them time and get some weapons around them, I can't wait to see what Shaddeur Sanders does with an NFL offensive line in front of him. Because no matter what team he goes to, it's going to be better than that Colorado offensive line. So it's going to be exciting to see what he does with just a little bit of time to make some decisions and some better athletes out there. So it's I just think he's a better quarterback and better prepared for the NFL.
Okay, well, I'll say this first because I know when we come on here, it's like we tearing somebody down, and Keo likes that. Look, he's ready for me to tear down somebody, but it's not about tearing them down. It's just saying what I saw out there. Shout out to Shaddeur Sanders. But here's my take on this. I think it's Cam Ward. I think it's pretty easy that Cam Ward's better than Shaddeur Sanders. I agree with you. He came from Jackson State. But he's been playing for his dad. He played for his dad at Jackson State. I want to see how he can be uncomfortable. If he can be in an uncomfortable state of matter, not playing for his dad. Here's my thing. When I look at Shaddeur, I say to myself, and I'm not, I don't want to be disrespectful, so I'm trying to choose my words wisely here. But there's two types of kids. One that comes from that great background, and then one that has to get out the mud. And they get to that moment where you get to choose. Well, basically, I get to choose which one I want. The one that got out the mud, the one that was with a silver spoon in his mouth his whole life. And I'm not trying to downplay Shaddeur, but he's always had his dad. His dad's a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players ever to play in the NFL. And he's exceeded expectations for sure. Shaddeur, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but Cam Ward to me just got out the mud. And he's not Josh Allen's size. But to me, I look at him and I say to myself, he got that Josh Allen dog in him to me. And that's what I like about Cam Ward. I just think that he can make every throw. He just got to be coached up in the NFL. Not to be lazy like box office is saying. Because he'll stand there and throw the ball flat-footed and get it out. But I just think when you look at it from a talent standpoint, him overcoming all that adversity from going from incarcerated Ward to Washington State to Miami. I said to myself, man, he's never dropped the ball anywhere he's been. You see him and Shaddeur talking to each other when they're training. He talking that stuff to Shaddeur. He's not backing down. He don't care nothing about what Shaddeur's been through. And here's my last thing. You said he came from Jackson State, right? And you say Washington State. Let's flip them. Let's put Cam Ward on that Colorado team. I'm not saying we cancel what if. I understand that. But he had Travis Hunter to throw the ball to. Cam Ward had Xavier Restrepo to throw the ball to. That's his best receiver, in my opinion. Maybe y'all may feel different. I'm just saying.
He had
He had
that first
Travis Hunter to throw the ball to. The guy that could go number one, he had him on that team. I don't think Shaddeur Sanders wins as many games at Miami. If you switch him, I think Colorado's in the same place, if not better. I think Miami takes a step back with Shaddeur Sanders from what Cam Ward did for Miami this past year. And that's a what if. I know it's not. There's nothing I can back that with, but I'm just telling you what I think. I just think that Cam Ward, when we go look back, the more I start to study it and watch it, because y'all know I love the draft. That's my favorite thing. I'm really starting to buy Cam Ward now. And I liked him before, but now I'm really saying to myself, that kid should go one. He should go one. And I think Tennessee, but I will say this, Tennessee will go Abdul Carter. I do think that, I didn't mention that earlier. They'll go Abdul Carter, I think, number one. I think they'll try to roll with Will Levis again, being that they drafted him. But they should go Cam Ward. I think whoever passes up on Cam Ward is going to regret the day they passed up on Cam Ward.
I think this is the first these are the two quarterbacks that everybody's talking about right now. I do think that Cam is a better quarterback than Shador. I just think that going into whatever team Shador goes to, I think it's going to be a lot of pressure on him. He's no longer going to have his dad. I think my issue that I have with Shador is sometimes he kind of holds the ball way too long, man, and he takes unnecessary hits in certain moments in the game. Cam Ward, he don't make many mistakes. I think Cam Ward, for me, I when I see a complete quarterback, I see Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward can basically do everything as good as a quarterback could do. I think one advantage that he has over Shador is Cam could run the ball, and he could. I think he could improvise a little bit better. Shador's not known as a quarterback that could pick up the big yardage by himself. When we talk about Shaddeur, we never talk about Shaddeur as a runner. We talk about Shaddeur as a good, accurate passer. We talk about Shaddeur, he can go through within the pressure, the moments in the game, like especially Jackson State, Colorado, certain moments like that. But I look at Cam Ward, what he's been through, man. I've always said that I always make fun of Miami and say Miami's ain't back; they'll never come back. Someone brought Miami back, and if it wasn't for Shador, I mean for Cam Ward, I mean this team it would have been bad because there was a lot of close games with that Miami had, and Shador had to pick this team up. And you're right, X. I was thinking about that. If we did switch, if those guys switch teams, if Shador went to Miami and Cam Ward went to Colorado, we might be talking Colorado in the playoffs right now. I think Cam
I
Ward
didn't
is.
say that.
Uh, no, I'm saying that. I think Cam Ward is really that good, and I think in a lot of people's mock drafts right now, Shador Sanders, in a lot of people mock draft, they got him dropping all the way down to number 7 to the New York Jets right now. I that
Todd
that
McShay, Todd McShay said he's having a hard time thinking that he's better than
uh,
Jackson Dart.
and that's why and
I'm
that's
just saying
why
what Todd. Don't come for me. See,
and
I'm
that's
telling you what
why
Todd
and
McShay said.
that's why the New York Giants right now they're entertaining this Matthew Stafford thing. They said, "Hold up, we may not take Shador after all. We may get somebody like a Matthew Stafford as our quarterback."
that'll be
And
the dumbest thing.
but go
But I
ahead,
want to hear what
Steve.
you was going. You was going to say something. I want to hear what C was going to say about the switching. I know you want to bring up something. C.
All right, the switching them. You're right. Cam Ward makes Colorado better. Not because he's a better quarterback, but he's a better
He can
athlete.
run. Yeah, he can run.
Yeah, I think. And a lot of those situations that Shaddeur got into over there was because of his offensive line and his lack of mobility. He is mobile. Now, don't get me wrong. He can run. He can't run like Cam Ward, though. You know what I mean? So, and you put Shaddeur in Miami. They may they're not gonna take too much of a step back.
You don't think? Wow.
No, man.
Okay.
I think let's see. Miami lost to Syracuse 42-38. They actually may win that game because
No, they should. They were up big. I don't know what Miami was doing.
I think Shaddeur jumps on them and they close them out with a Shaddeur.
Okay.
So and then they also lost to Georgia Tech. I think Shaddeur beats Georgia Tech too, man. That's just me. But I think he may have lost a couple of the other ones. So that's why I say I can't really see him taking that much of a step back. The Pop-Tarts Bowl, Cam Ward them
Pop-Tarts.
Cam Ward them lost that one. I think you have Shaddeur, they win the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Man, maybe I'm wrong. I think when the athletic ability doesn't come into play, I think Shaddeur is better.
But that's what I guess that's my argument to you and Yvonne, because I know y'all both like Shaddeur. But here's my thing. We go to the park. You're a coach. We're scouting two guys, and we say this kid can do it all. He just needs to be coached up more. This kid is good, but I mean, he does need to be coached up more because he holds on to the ball too long. But this kid is more athletic, can throw the ball further. Why would you take the other kid?
Smarter. It's less coaching.
Smarter than Cam Ward.
I think Cam has a better football IQ than Shaddeur because I think Shaddeur he makes more mistakes in the game than what Cam Ward does.
And Travis Hunter bailed them out of a few situations, bro. I'm just being real.
Let me say this. Y'all say he holds on to the ball long.
He does.
Hold on. Let me ask you this. Have you actually watched them when he takes a sack? When he takes a sack, it's because the offensive line failed him completely.
Oh no, for sure.
So is it that he's not getting the ball out fast enough, or is it that he doesn't have enough time? Because that's why I say I'm very interested to see how he performs with enough time. I don't think he holds the ball too long.
Yeah, but when that happens to Cam Ward is able to improvise and feel that the pressure is coming. Shaddeur has an issue with that though when that happens to him.
It also matters where they land. I gotta see where they land.
I think anywhere Shaddeur goes, he's gonna have a better offensive line than he had in Colorado. Right?
Well, don't say that. Don't say that about the Giants.
Hell, I'll come back there with this.